We speak to the developer about why he picked this corner and to neighbors who say it's a long time coming.
Going for gold, our very own Jay Crawford is in Oregon watching his son Corey compete for a spot on the U.S. Olympic team. We check in with Jay to see how it's going. It's fair to say Dad is on pins and needles.
And cicada cuisine. Just when we thought the debate over eating the insects was over, someone goes and dunks them in chocolate. Would you eat a chocolate-covered cicada? What's New starts right now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
That looks good, doesn't it?
It does.
Yes, indeed.
Just in time for dinner.
My goodness. Want to say hello to Northeast Ohio. Welcome to What's New. I'm Dave Chudowski with Lena Lai. Jay and Betsy are off. Lena, great to see you. We've worked together a lot in the past. It's been a while, so I simply have one question. What's new?
I like that. What year is this? You know, for those who don't know, Dave and I have worked together on weekends. You doing sports, me doing news, and so we're reunited once again.
We are, and it feels so good, as they say.
Good to see you. Well, tonight we start with new details, unfortunately, about a horrible boating incident that killed 3 people on Lake Erie last night. Investigators found 3 bodies on a boat and are now checking to see if carbon monoxide poisoning played a role. Brandon Simmons joins us now from the shores of Lake Erie with more information on what happened. Brandon.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, it was the U.S. Coast Guard who was responsible to head out on the water yesterday evening, as you said, for what's really a sad story. That boat circling in the middle of Lake Erie about 2 miles offshore, and no one was at the controls. Now, when the Coast Guard got out to that boat, they found 3 people unresponsive on board, and Coast Guard crew members had to break a window on that vessel to put the boat in neutral. Now, that's when their body-worn devices warned them of high levels of carbon monoxide in the area. Now, the 3 people on board have now been identified as 76-year-old Frank Opaskar, 45-year-old Chris Kedis, and his son, 11-year-old Owen Kedis, who all died despite efforts to save their lives. And now this evening, the Coast Guard is warning other boaters about the importance of equipment safety checks.
Check your monitors, make sure the batteries are good, do tests on all those sorts of things. Just because you're out in the open environment doesn't mean that it can't affect you. Sitting idle, anything to that effect, being too close to the exhaust, all those things can play a factor.
Now, it'll be up to the medical examiner to say whether or not CO poisoning is the definitive cause of death for these 3 individuals, but that will take some time. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources is taking the lead on the investigation and working to determine what exactly went wrong on that 33-foot boat. Now, another question this evening, they don't know exactly how long that boat was circling before some of those calls came in to report it. And another tip the Coast Guard gave this evening is to make sure you let someone know on shore before you go out to boat. So that way, if you're not back, someone can call in and say that there's a problem.
Okay, Brandon, all great reminders. So heartbreaking. Thanks so much for the update.
Now on your feet at 5 new tonight, Secretary of State Frank LaRose is traveling across Ohio visiting domestic violence shelters, drumming up support and awareness for a little-used tool in his office that may help victims of crime. Senior health correspondent Monica Robbins explains why he's trying to help survivors stay safe at home. Hi, Monica.
Hey, Dave. Yeah, the Safe at Home program protects the addresses of survivors of crime who may fear retribution. So this is really important for domestic violence and stalking survivors. It was created a few years ago, but only about 1,300 people have signed up for it. And the Secretary of State believes thousands more could use it. Currently, it's only useful for registered voters who want their address removed.
It allows you to be a registered voter, and then we assign you essentially a fictitious address, a P.O. box, if you will, so that you can register to vote at your home address. But that home address wouldn't be exposed to public view.
They can do this free program with us. Anybody can become an application assistant through the Secretary of State. They'll meet with an advocate like us through a domestic violence shelter, and they turn it into the Secretary of State. It has to be notarized.
So this is just one step in a safety plan. It's important to know that, of course, a few clicks on the internet can yield a ton of information about you that anyone can find. But there is current legislation being worked on in Ohio that would strengthen this a little more by providing anonymity to home buyers who qualify. Tonight at 6, I'll go in depth into the program and explain how it works and what those on the front line say is also needed to protect people from prying eyes. Dave.
Okay, we'll see you again at 6. Monica, thank you.
A long-distressed Cleveland neighborhood will have a boost of new life come fall of next year. You see, a big development project named for a notable figure in the Black community is now in the works for the Hough neighborhood. January Keaton has more on the Madam C.J. Walker Business Center. Hi, January.
She made millions as a Black skin and hair care entrepreneur, selling products in Cleveland in the early 1900s. The first documented self-made female millionaire in America. Now, New York native Madam C.J. Walker will forever live in Cleveland's Hough neighborhood.
It's on Hough and Crawford. It'll be about a 16,000 square foot facility. We think we'll do our small part by having a federal credit union be an anchor tenant. And then we're also looking at a small grocer.
The Hough neighborhood is what's considered a food desert. The closest grocery store with fresh produce is 5 miles away from the development area.
But we want to have something where people can get fresh fruits and greens and vegetables.
A welcome convenience for this neighborhood.
If you live further up Hough or anything, you can come down here and get your groceries if you need it.
The developer behind the new retail project, Kareem Abdus-Salam of Maryland-based real estate and project management firm Structures Unlimited, is from New York.
Hough neighborhood reminds me of the neighborhood I grew up in, Yonkers, New York.
He says neighborhoods like Hough, which have been plagued by crime and poverty, aren't typically on developers' radar.
African-American communities, Hispanic communities are always looked at as an afterthought.
With a price tag of around $5 million, Abdus-Salam says the upcoming development will rejuvenate the neighborhood and be a catalyst for change.
It will provide an opportunity of hope because a lot of these neighborhoods, such as the Hough neighborhood, a lot of residents feel forgotten about.
The community deserves to have the same amenities that major communities have.
That's right. Now, the plan has already been approved by the city, and they have already the investors they need. Now, in the next 60 days, they'll hire the subcontractors, HVAC, fire safety, things like that. And they plan to finish by fall of next year. The building, by the way, will also feature a mural honoring Madam C.J. Walker, Lena.
Oh, that's great. I mean, services so much needed in that community, and now with much more significance.
Absolutely.
Too. Thanks so much, January.
Well, college athletes in Ohio could soon earn money from endorsements and sponsorship deals based on their names, images, and likeness. The Associated Press is reporting that the Ohio House could vote on the measure today. The bill prevents colleges from punishing athletes if they are compensated based on their performance. Athletes would have to notify universities 15 days ahead of signing endorsement contracts. Players could not be part of sponsorships for marijuana, alcohol, tobacco, or casinos.
And on the sports front, the Bridgestone Senior Players Championship is back at Firestone Country Club in Akron. Golfers teed off today and spectators returned to watch their favorite golfer play. Tournament organizers added new events for fans to attend, like live concerts and local food trucks. The event runs through Sunday and raises money for local charities.
Good to have the fans back. We'll still ahead on what's new. Many of you might know that Jay Crawford's son is competing in the Olympic trials. Next, we take you through his journey. Plus, we check in with Jay live from Oregon ahead of the trials. How about that, Lena?
And now we know exactly how Britney Spears feels and why. Find out what she is saying about her own father and what's next for her court case.
And Matt, so great to see you again. What's coming up in the forecast?
Yeah, you too, Dave. I'll tell you what, we've got a pretty cloudy scene here as we take a live look at the CSU cam. This is not rain moving in, but these are the thundercloud tops that get blown off in the jet stream from storms well to our west. And boy, do we have some storms to our west. Your outdoor dining forecast tonight, though, we're A-OK. We stay dry on our Thursday evening. Not the same for tomorrow evening, and we've got more storms this weekend. We've got that forecast, including all the rain chances over the next 7 days, coming up.
We are back on What's New, and as some of you may know, Jay's son Corey is competing in the U.S. Olympic trials for track and field as a long jumper. He's been training for this for years and is currently ranked 3rd in the U.S. and had the 7th longest jump this year in the world. His trials start Friday and continue Sunday if he is one of the top 12 jumpers to move on. And Jay and his wife Tracy are out in Oregon right now supporting Corey this weekend. It's been a long road for both parents and son. Here are Jay and Corey in their own words about what this culmination means to them.
Well, I've been watching Corey jump for 10 years. He played soccer and baseball in high school, and before his junior year, his coach asked him if he wanted to come out for the indoor team. He did, and he had so much success that the other sports were immediately pushed to the background. He went to Rutgers. We watched him for his career there. He was fortunate enough to be a first-team All-American 4 times. He made the Olympic trials in 2016, but he was still in college.
2016, I was just happy to be here. You know, it was such a long college season. My goals were more on winning an NCAA title. And, you know, unfortunately, I got 4th place.
He was crushed, and I told him, you weren't supposed to make this team. So I told him, we're going to be back here in 2020.
I've learned a lot from 2016 to now. I'm just in a different mindset. But again, you know, this is such a special moment to compete in these trials. You really can't take it for granted. This sport has so many ups and downs. You know, I've had tough years. 2019 was really hard for me. I was injured. I just couldn't get on the track. I wasn't sure if I was still going to stay with the sport. COVID happened. I was able to kind of back up and reset my entire mindset on training.
So his girlfriend also qualified. They're training partners. They've been training every day together for the last 2 years.
Maddie has really helped with, you know, keeping me motivated. She's such a good mental support for me.
The anxiety of a parent watching their child compete, there's a saying that my wife and I always use. The day you become a parent, you know what it's like to have a beating heart that's outside your body. We root for them and we celebrate with them and we grieve with them, probably even harder than they do when things don't go well. That's the gift that we get to be when we become parents. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
To me, this is just, I'm going out there and having a lot of fun. No matter how I jump or how I compete, this is still, you know, it's just such an honor to be a part of the Olympic procedure. And this is the hardest team to make in the world.
I can't tell you how much joy you've given us as a family to be able to watch you chase your dream. It's been a once in a lifetime experience. And no matter what happens Friday and Sunday, you're a champion to us. Go out there and jump for you. And have fun and relish in that moment, and good luck. I hope you come out of it with the USA jersey and a trip booked to Tokyo. We love you, son.
Thanks, Dad. I love you too. Thanks for all the support. I'm actually standing where you're going to be sitting on Friday night, so I'm sitting right here. It's just a good omen.
Jump far, have fun, and we'll see you in a couple days.
Thanks, Dad. Love you, man.
Love you, son.
Wow. I don't know about all of you at home, but I have chills right now. That was a fantastic backstory, and Jay joins us now live from Oregon, where the track and field Olympic trials are taking place. Jay, great to see you, and I got to ask right away, how is he feeling? How's Corey feeling right now?
Dave, he's feeling great. You know, as a parent, we can sort of gauge where our kids are emotionally, and I've been able to do that for the last 10 years with pretty good consistency. I can tell when he feels good before a meet. I can tell when he's tight and when he's nervous. And I don't know that I've ever seen him this relaxed. And I think he's this relaxed because he has trained so hard, particularly over the last year and a half. Dave, what happened was his dream was within reach. And then when they postponed the Olympics, he basically thought that his dream was evaporating. And there's something about losing something and then getting it back. You appreciate it more once you regain it, and I think that's absolutely the case with Corey. Once it was announced that the Olympics were going to happen, he threw himself into training with his girlfriend and training partner Maddie, as hard as I've ever seen any athletes train for everything. The sacrifices they've made are really unbelievable. And right here behind me tomorrow at 4:30, he's going to try to chase his Olympic dream. If he's lucky enough to finish in the top 12 tomorrow, he will come back Sunday and try for those coveted 3 Olympic spots.
Wow. Great view behind you, by the way. What you had mentioned the time. How can people watch?
So the easiest way is just to download the NBC Sports app. And the beautiful thing about that app is you can select any venue and it will give you exclusive coverage of just that venue. Obviously, when NBC Sports or the NBC Sports channel are covering, they're going in and out of other events. Tomorrow on the NBC Sports app, you just click men's long jump and they will give you all 24 jumpers, all 3 jumps with great color commentary. Dan O'Brien is going to be providing some of the color commentary. He's familiar with Corey. He's covered him really for the last 6 years between NCAA and Olympic trials in the past. So it's the easiest way to watch. Mm-hmm. And I can feel the support and the love from Northeast Ohio. I know a lot of you have reached out to me, and I appreciate that. And I'll say thank you to all of you right now.
Absolutely. Quickly, how are you feeling?
I feel great because he feels great.
Okay.
If he was tight and he was nervous, then I would be. But he's relaxed. He's ready to go have the meet of his life. And because of that, I think it'll be a comfortable viewing for me tomorrow.
Love it. I am fired up. Great to see you. Thank you, Jay, and we're all cheering for him for sure. And we'll see you again back here next week. And we want to ask you to help us all send Corey good luck wishes by going to the 3 What's New Facebook page, okay? And you can comment on the post with this graphic right there. Good luck.
Oh my goodness. That is so... Matt, that was so heartfelt, so eloquent. I mean, Jay's like the model parent, and meanwhile, you know, we can probably barely handle our kids' rec sports.
Right. I'll tell you, Lena, you get any father-son thing going, man, that gets me. Movies, whether it be Jay Crawford talking, I'm sure a lot of dads out there feeling that as well. Lena, it's gotten warmer here locally, right? We're in the mid-80s right now. Out where Jay is, they are going to be shattering records out west this weekend when Corey's doing that final round on Sunday. In fact, areas, just for example, Seattle has only hit 100 degrees twice in history, and it looks like they're going to hit it twice this weekend. Areas near Portland are going to be up near 110, so this is some serious heat out west for those competitions. Keep that in mind. Obviously, hydration going to be front and center for all those athletes. For us as well, we're up into the 80s today. We continue to climb back temperature-wise. You can see 87 we're popping downtown right now, mid-80s elsewhere. That humidity continues to creep up. It's not quite humid yet, but we're feeling it finally, all on a southerly breeze. It's been breezy today. Tomorrow's going to be pretty breezy as well as we continue to funnel in this moisture. Dew points have come up over the last couple days, up near 60. That's when you start to feel the air. When we get in the 60s, that's when we can call it humid. Tonight, because we've got more humidity and some clouds passing through, temperatures not going to fall a whole lot. In fact, we're going to be in the upper 60s tonight, so a lot of you are going to close the windows, turn on the AC. We're trading that. It was nice over the last couple days. Notice the sunshine sunshine. High clouds, as I mentioned, off as storms off towards the west. These things bubble up 40, 50,000 feet in the atmosphere. The jet stream, what little of it we have this time of year, shears those clouds off. So that's what we're looking at, kind of a filtered sunset tonight. But look at the storms on radar, pretty close to us. Looks ominous, right? A lot of this going to weaken as it heads into our drier air. But this is the pattern that's going to set up over the course of the next 5, 6, even 7 days. Frontal boundary tries to make it in here. It's going to stall because there's a high pressure off the east coast. It's going to try to keep it off towards the west. So the battle is, where does this boundary end up every single day? Does it shift north? Does it shift south? That will determine where our thunderstorm chances are. Let's take you through your hour-by-hour forecast, brought to you by National Design Mart. Here come the clouds tonight. Milder tonight. We're back into the upper 60s, 70s. Models have a very poor handle on this kind of pattern. We saw that last weekend. Probably more of the same this week as well. But what I think will happen tomorrow, we'll be likely dealing with some showers and thunderstorms off of a new cluster that develops moving in tomorrow evening. So best chance of rain tomorrow, I think afternoon and evening. We'll keep an eye on the radar with that. And that may linger in our northern counties Saturday morning before lifting north. Humidity is going to be with us. Boy, does it get thick next week. So it's going to be humid pretty much every day. And in terms of those rain chances over the next few days, Friday afternoon, evening, Saturday, I think mainly early, and Sunday right now looks to be a little bit drier. That heavy rain axis, though, going to be really close to us. We'll detail more of that next half hour. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. There's your temperatures over the next couple days, spiking up near 90 degrees. Shower and thunderstorm chances continue all the way through next week. And as it looks right now, we're going to be dealing with more shower and thunderstorm chances really through the next 7 days. We'll be back with more on the other side of the break.
Well, Britney Spears finally got her day in court yesterday. She told a judge exactly what she thinks about her dad and her conservatorship. Kira Cotton has all the details in today's Pop Break.
Britney Spears has been under conservatorship for the last 13 years, and we now know her true feelings about the situation. Appearing remotely in court yesterday, for the first time in 2 years, the 39-year-old singer spoke out against her father, Jamie Spears, and the other conservators, calling their control over her life threatening and abusive. I've lied and told the whole world I'm happy because I've been in denial. I am traumatized. I can't sleep. I'm so angry. I cry every day. Her dad, Jamie, was named her conservator in 2008 after the longtime singer suffered 2 public breakdowns. According to Spears, her father abused that power and 100,000% loved being able to hurt his own daughter. Spears claims that she was forced to work against her will, and when she complained, she was given lithium, which made her feel drunk. She told them she was afraid. And yet, the allegations continue. In her testimony, Britney says she is being prohibited from getting married and having more children. She says that her conservators won't even let her get an IUD removed. I feel ganged up on, bullied, and alone, she told the judge. Jamie Spears didn't speak at the hearing, but his attorney told the judge he's sorry to see his daughter suffering and in so much pain. Mr. Spears loves his daughter and misses her very much. In the past 13 years, the superstar has released several albums, starred in a TV show, and performed in a hit Las Vegas residency. But what she wants most is control of her life back. She said, "If I can work for myself and pay other people, it makes no sense. I just want my life back." Britney's fans have been unwavering in their support, alongside support from fellow celebrities, including ex-boyfriend Justin Timberlake. He tweeted, "We should all be supporting Britney at this time. No one should ever be held against their will or ever have to ask permission to access everything they've worked so hard for." The pop star's petition to have her father removed as her conservator last year was denied by a different judge. However, this time around, it appears that she is finally being heard. Britney's next scheduled court date is July 14th.
This certainly isn't the last that we'll hear of this case. I'll be sure to keep you updated with the latest. Lena?
Gosh, so many people have been watching everything unfold because it's really hard for a lot of people to wrap their brain around someone with the star power that she is, having to feel so imprisoned in her own life.
Absolutely. It truly is heartbreaking.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk about some new films and projects happening in the entertainment world right now. I know you have some buzz going on about that.
Absolutely, Lena, you are so right. Netflix just released their trailer for The Harder They Fall, a Black Western that looks like a wild ride with an A-list cast. We also have a first look at Lifetime's Harry and Meghan escaping the palace, and it's all about their decision to step down as senior members of the royal family. Now, if you want to check those trailers out, I have links up right now on WKYC.com.
Great to hear all this new activity post-COVID. Thanks so much, Kiera.
Well, we know what the warm weather means, right? Pull time, but that doesn't mean we can slack off when it comes to safety. We'll have some specific pointers coming up.
Plus, possibly one of the best stories we've seen today, the health benefits of chocolate. We're explaining how to do it the right way.
Ooh, okay. Plus, we continue to celebrate Pride Month here at WKYC. So up next, we'll meet one boss lady who explains where she gets her inspiration from.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
We begin this half hour with 3 things you need to know. Tonight we are learning more about what killed 3 people whose bodies were recovered from a boat out on Lake Erie last night. When the Coast Guard got out to the boat, they found 3 people unresponsive on board. Crew members had to break a window to put the boat in neutral. That's when their body-worn devices warned them of high levels of carbon monoxide. The 3 people on board, now identified as 76-year-old Franco Pasker, 45-year-old Chris Cicadas, and 11-year-old Owen Cicadas, all died despite efforts to save their lives. Authorities are checking to see if carbon monoxide poisoning played a role.
And we have some good news for Cleveland's Hough neighborhood. A big development project is in the works. The 16,000 square feet facility will have a federal credit union and grocery store. Developers are hoping this will rejuvenate the neighborhood, which has been plagued by crime and poverty. City approved the plan, and they have the investors. They hope to finish it by fall of next year. The center will be named after Madam C.J. Walker, who made millions as a black skin and hair care entrepreneur.
College athletes in Ohio could soon earn money from endorsements and sponsorship deals based on their names, images, and likeness. The Associated Press is reporting that the Ohio House could vote on the measure today. The bill prevents colleges from punishing athletes if they are compensated based on their performance. Athletes would have to notify universities 15 days ahead of signing endorsement contracts. Players could not be part of sponsorships for marijuana, alcohol, tobacco, or casinos. And with that, we welcome you back to What's New. I'm Lena Lai with Dave Chudowski. Jay and Betsy are off today. What's up, Dave?
Well, it is great to see you, Lena. I tell you, I'm still, boy, hearing from Jay out in Oregon, that was incredible, you know, and you and Matt talked about it with kids. You're right. I get so nervous watching my 11-year-old daughter and 8-year-old daughter just play softball. So I can only imagine what it's like for him, the chills. But we move on with this here. Summer is officially underway, and that means many families are hitting the pool. New reports suggest the number of kids at risk for drowning has increased significantly over the last year.
Yeah, and it's partly because many put swim lessons on hold, right, during the pandemic. Austin Love explains some things that you can do to help keep your family safe.
There are few things more inviting on a hot summer day than a swimming pool, but there can be danger in the water. Drowning is the lead cause of accidental death for kids between the ages of 1 and 4. It's among the top causes for older children and teens as well. The first factor to reduce risk, start swim lessons early. Even children as young as 1 can begin to learn water safety skills. But remember, swim lessons are no substitute for the second factor, and that's supervision. It's essential to have one person solely focused on supervising children in the water. Cleveland Clinic ER Dr. Purva Grover says children often drown surrounded by others.
The most common instance really of these drownings or near drownings happen in public pools and or private pools where there are a large amount of people.
Number 3, it's critical to prevent access to pools. About 70% of kids under the age of 5 who drown were not expected to be in or around the pool when it happened. Install self-latching gates and empty out kiddie pools and buckets when they're not in use. Finally, number 4, learn CPR. It's truly a life-saving skill.
Especially when we're talking about drowning specifically, CPR given at sight can truly modify the overall outcome and can prevent long-term disability and death as well.
Austin Love with that report. And Dr. Grover says she always tells parents if their child goes missing, check the pool first. But it's far better to reduce that risk with multiple layers of fencing, doors, and pool alarms.
Another popular summer activity is visiting our beautiful metro parks. Today was a grand opening of the Wendy Park Bridge and Whiskey Island Trail. The bridge links the Cleveland Foundation Centennial Lake Link Trail to Wendy Park on Whiskey Island in Lake Erie. The Whiskey Island Trail links the Wendy Park Bridge to Edgewater Park and the Cleveland Lakefront Bikeway. So this really marks the completion of the reconnecting of the Cleveland Tiger Grant project. The project links more than 66,000 Clevelanders to more than 4 miles of trails to work, schools, shopping centers, parks, and more. And I mean, as you well know, I mean, that really is one of the jewels in Northeast Ohio, isn't it?
It certainly is, Lane. I think about it all the time when I brag about Cleveland to others. Metro Park's always in the top 3 or 5 things I talk about. And, you know, I think we all know how amazing they are. But even in this last year during the pandemic, I mean, we fell in love with them even more because it was something to have for us here on the outside.
Oh, yeah. You know, I even took up mountain bike riding. So, you know, Metro Parks has, you know, great mountain bike trails.
How'd that go for you?
You know, I have the scars to prove it.
Wondering if that might be the case.
We'll show you that later. All over my legs. It's just awful. I look like I've been in a car wreck, but no, it was just a bike wreck.
Looking good. All right, Lena, thank you. This is a story we're all excited about, how chocolate could actually be good for us. Lena, how about that? Good for us.
Yes, we want to hear more. Plus, one local executive says Pride Month is more important than ever. She is a boss lady. Matt, what's going on outside?
Well, I'll tell you what, Lena, clouds continue to filter in. These are off of thunderstorms well to our north and the west that will stay out of here this evening, but we have a return to the rainfall. In fact, showers and thunderstorms will make a return as early as tomorrow afternoon and evening, and we could use it. The latest drought monitor looks like this. It's dry up in Michigan, upper Midwest. A lot of this area really going to start to see rain over the next couple days. Our deficits, these are updated. We need about 5 inches to make things right around here. Do we get it over the next 7 days? There's a chance. I've got your forecast for you coming up. What?
I'm killing Williams at home to have cake and
That sounds like a train wreck.
Happy birthday
stop.
to you. They say it's your birthday.
What is
your
this?
wife Stephanie brought these brought these cupcakes for you to celebrate.
Those are gorgeous. We should show those on
Look at
camera. I don't know how
those.
you get
Can
that
you-
over there.
Ow.
That's nice. careful with those mountain bike legs there.
Yeah,
Lena.
I know. I'm clearly
Wow.
graceful, so this is probably treacherous. But
That's so nice.
Steph, you amaze me. Hello. Wow.
That's so nice. Those look great.
There's one Cookie Monster.
I
Pick
see
that up.
Yeah, look at this thing. I'll take it over to the Weather Center. Yeah, this
Happy
is great.
birthday.
Thanks, guys.
How
Yeah.
old are you? No, I'm
Don't worry
kidding.
about it. Listen, in meteorological terms, I'm still upper 30s, so we're fine. The near 40s where it gets a little interesting.
Like dog
so.
years.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, guys. That's awful nice.
Aw.
You know, it's funny. I got home last night, and Emmy greeted me at the door. She's like, "Daddy, you're home." She's so excited. She's like, "We made a cake, and it's in the fridge, and it's a secret." And I was like, "Oh, I won't tell anybody." She's like, "And it's chocolate." So I said, "I won't tell Mama. We'll act like a surprise." So thank you.
You have great kids.
Yeah, they're
awesome
fantastic. It's also nice to be in the Quiet Weather Center when I see all that going on.
Stop it.
My wife's doing a great job.
Happy birthday.
Well, thanks, Lena. Thanks, everybody. Those look fantastic. Extra miles on the treadmill tonight. Appreciate that. Big picture across the country. Nice birthday. I had one birthday, one June 24th, that it was the hottest day Cleveland history. It was, I think, 104 degrees. And we were out east, and my mom made a train cake. It was made out of chocolate. And I remember walking to deliver it to the neighbors, and the whole thing just...
Oh, nice.
I mean, it didn't
I'm
look
glad
like...
you didn't tell me that ahead of time. I would
Right,
probably been
right.
too nervous.
It was a very hot birthday, but today was very nice. You can see the sunshine. We have some high clouds filtering in. Look at the radar off towards the west. Very ominous, right? Lots of heavy rain off towards the north. This is going to stay off to the west. We're going to, I mean, hopefully, right? We're watching it kind of fade as it moves into some of our drier air. Most of the lift for this, the energy still well off towards the west. That's going to shift east over the next couple days. So we may have a radar very similar to this tomorrow night, except for I think that rain will move in. It's all due to a frontal boundary. This frontal boundary, this is a very typical summertime pattern. It will come in, it'll stall, and it'll waffle its way back and forth over the next 5 to 7 days. Each day, we'll see a large cluster of showers and thunderstorms develop, maybe several of them along that front. They all kind of roam freely. There's nothing really driving that weather pattern, and what will happen is we'll keep those rain chances in the forecast, but it's not a slam dunk any day. And this high pressure off towards east is a strong one. That's going to keep this thing at bay. May even push it back towards the north on Sunday as it looks right now. One thing's for sure, we're drawing in this deep moisture from the south, so any rain that we have could be heavy. There's going to be lots of moisture up above us, and we've also got the muggy meter that'll be going up. So tomorrow we get into the humid category. Saturday all the way through Thursday, it's just downright tropical around here, and that's going to stick around next week. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. Remember, end of the half hour, we look at the big picture look over the next 7 days, and I think this has a pretty good handle on what's going to happen. A lot of you concerned, a lot of roofers, construction workers need to know if it's going to rain. So here's what I'm thinking. As we head into tomorrow evening, we may be tracking a shower or thunderstorm cluster in here. So I think our best chances of rain as of right now look to be tomorrow afternoon and evening. That boundary settles. I think we have leftover rain and storms Saturday, especially early, maybe towards evening that lifts off towards the north. And the models have good consensus in pushing this boundary of showers and storms to the north Sunday. So I'm going to dry us out for the most part on Sunday as of now, and that's going to bring in the heat. And then we turn to kind of a Floridian pattern after that, where Monday, Tuesday, we see afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Rainfall, we're going to have some flooding issues where these storms train or go over the same areas. I think that's going to be more towards the Toledo area. Both models indicating, yeah, there's going to be some real heavy rain out of this. Something to continue to keep an eye on. In terms of temps, because I'm drying us out, I'm heating us up Sunday, Monday as well. It's going to be warm and muggy every single day, either way you put it. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. There you go. Rainfall chances, again, I think mainly early Saturday. Sunday becomes a little bit more isolated. Next week, more rain chances. This pattern does not break. Temperatures generally in the 80s every single day. But overall, we're going to be dealing with a very summertime pattern once again. Lena,
finally, we'll hit the pool.
Did you finish your cupcake?
No.
Got a little... Thanks.
Look, my dress is a little too tight. I need to lay out the cupcakes.
You're doing fine.
I gained COVID-19, right? Okay, thanks, Matt. Here's another way you can gain more pounds. Chocolate. Good news for chocoholics. A small new study suggests that eating it first thing in the morning may actually have some benefits. The trial involved 19 postmenopausal women who ate about 3.5 ounces of milk chocolate within an hour of waking up or within an hour before bedtime for 2 weeks. The researchers found it did not lead to weight gain when compared to those who did not consume chocolate. In fact, the scientists say eating chocolate decreased hunger and the desire for sweets. Also, eating it in the morning was linked to increased fat burning and a reduction of blood glucose levels. However, the experts say more research is needed, Dave, including a study with a larger sample size that involves, yes, men and younger women.
All right. Well, then we both can go ahead and jump into that new study there.
You know, I'm not sure if I'm going to go there.
You're having an interesting day talking about, you know, falling and accidents and
gaining weight. Yes.
No, come on. Well, cupcakes though. Was there anything in the study there? Because I know Matt, you just gave him a bunch of those. So was there anything with cupcakes in the study?
You know, there were some chocolate cupcakes. So I say, you know, Matt, you are authorized to eat them first thing in the morning. Just make sure you're postmenopausal.
Wow.
No worries, Lena. No worries.
Okay.
Oh boy. One other thing I want to bring up, though, it makes me think about is with kids, the dentist always says, and this is a way off base a little bit, but kids with the dentist, you'd rather eat chocolate than hard candy.
That is true, because it melts away, you know, and it's not sticking into your teeth with the hard candy. So I get that.
See how I steered the ship here, Lena? But I want to show you this. I'm not sure if you'll want to eat this kind of chocolate in the morning. The owner of a chocolate shop in Maryland is dipping cicadas in chocolate.
Ew.
It's really a lot like a chocolate-covered potato chip. It's really crunchy because we air fry them. So we clean them first, then we air fry them, and then we dip them in chocolate, and you can sprinkle whatever spice you want on top.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, come on.
Now, if real cicada chocolates aren't your thing, the owner is also selling chocolates with creative cicada quotes on them. Oh, well, great. Yeah. There's also buttons and a cicada chocolate mold that's filled with marshmallow cream, cornflakes, and candy. So.
Really?
It is true. So I ask you, Lena, the simple question, would you try one?
Isn't it obvious? No. No, I mean, you could wrap it in bacon and still that's a hard no. Right. I mean, at least with the chocolate, you don't see their beady red eyes, because that's really what creeps you out.
Look at that.
Ah!
That is a picture my brother-in-law sent me from Indiana. Look at those eyes.
Yeah.
If you look at that right there, how could you even think about eating it?
Yeah, you know, smother that in chocolate and yum, yum.
Wow.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, you know what? We are about to meet one boss lady who is celebrating Pride Month in her own way, and she has words of encouragement for those who may be struggling.
Plus, one family was given some devastating news from the doctor. Soon after, everything changed for the better. That's coming up.
Tonight, as we continue to celebrate Pride Month, this week's featured boss lady of CLE leads Cleveland's LGBT Community Center. Here's Sarah Shookman.
But really what happened after I began using the name Seven, I noticed that the small talk was easier.
Phyllis Harris, or Seven as many call her, might be an introvert, but she isn't shy about who she is.
I'm not accustomed to immediate gratification. It just doesn't happen for people like me. I'm used to working on it and getting it. So I have a little bit of sass about that because I'm just like, yeah, that's Cleveland.
That is, that
right?
chip on your shoulder sort of feeling.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm connected to Cleveland in that way.
For years, her star has been quietly rising as executive director of the LGBT Center of Greater Cleveland.
I like to tell people that I don't work at the center because I'm a lesbian. I work here because I'm a nonprofit professional. But I knew that I could be my authentic self here.
What does it mean to be an anchor and to have this space in a really vibrant part of the city of Cleveland?
It has been amazing. When I drive down Detroit Avenue and I see all the rainbow flags up and things like that, I just feel like, yeah, this is it. Pride is really about visibility and raising our voices and letting people know that, this is not just a moment, like I call it, it is a movement, and we need our allies, and we need to build coalition, and we need community.
She grew up on the city's east side, where she's now co-parenting her own 2 kids.
We really are still family and really want to be representative of a lesbian parents who do a great job and have amazing children, and I can tell you I do.
Her mother is still her inspiration for poise and for grit.
I said to her recently, I said, if nothing else, we absolutely learned our work ethic from you, my brother and I, we are worker bees, we get things done. The idea is that you get up, you get out, you do your best. So I grew up, seeing my mom being helpful to other folks. I see the way that she cares, and things like that. And so that translates to how I engage with folks that I might be working with.
Seven encourages risk-taking, patience, and finding the power with.
As a nonprofit executive, you want people to think that you're good at everything, but I'm not. And so I encourage people to surround themselves with other people who have stronger talent in areas that I might not have, and not to be afraid of that. I think I learned that at the Rape Crisis Center when I worked there. Power with is what they used to say. We have power together, and I've carried that out throughout my career and tried to teach it as well.
Sarah Shookman, 3 News.
Oh, and tonight, a special edition of Front Row, a turning point. We are shining a light on Northeast Ohio's LGBTQ community, from progress to ongoing challenges and more. We hope you'll join us.
Well, talk about the best Father's Day ever. We'll meet one family who got a gift they were told could not happen. Now to our pop quiz with the track and field Olympic trials taking place tonight. We're asking, how many gold medals has the track and field team won overall? There are your options: 143, 244, 324. The answer after the break. Well, before the break, we asked you how many gold medals has the U.S. track and field team won at the Olympics. So, Lynna, any guesses? Go for it.
You know, I was doing the eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and I'm going to be honest, I did not want to look ahead in the script to cheat.
Yes.
So I'm just going to go in the middle, 244.
Oh, Lynna, I am sorry.
Oh.
The answer we were looking for today is 324. That would be C. So unfortunately, you do not win a cupcake, a gold medal, or a chocolate-covered cicada, which was going to be your reward for getting that right. Next time, though. Always next time.
Hopefully we'll have more. I mean, more medals to come, especially with Dave's son competing, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, track and field's so good. All right, now time for our Show Us Something Good. Brienne and Eric Alves spent 2 years trying to have a baby. After visits with all kinds of specialists, Eric was diagnosed with male infertility. They had been told parenthood likely wasn't in the cards for them.
Wow. But you know what? They didn't lose hope. And eventually, they found a doctor at the Cleveland Clinic who had an idea. One surgical procedure for each of them later, and success! They got pregnant and they were ecstatic. And now, 7-month-old Noah is the light of their lives. Wow.
I remember I just started crying right there in the hallway. My mom was there, the doctor was there, some nurses were there, and everybody kind of got a little choked up and teary-eyed because it was just, you know, something that we had all been working towards for over a year at that point. I don't think we would change anything about him, obviously. I don't think we'd change anything about how we got him.
The journey definitely changed everything, where I think we appreciate everything, even the craziness, a little more.
Wow, how sweet is that? Eric and Brienne spent their first Father's Day at home with their little family, low-key and quiet, just enjoying each other's company. Father's Day can really be a tough time of year for a lot of people, and they also wanted to pass along. If you are struggling with infertility, know that you are not alone.
Wow, what a great way to end the show today, for sure. Well, tell us your good news by using the hashtag GoodNewsCLE when you post online with your pictures and videos. You can also share what's good with you through the WKYC app using the Near Me feature. Just tap on Near Me in the bottom right corner and the app will tell you what to do from there.
That's just beautiful.
Yes.
Well, Dave, it was good working with you. We'll be together
Great to work
tomorrow.
with you. Yeah,
Thanks for watching for What's New.
Yeah. What Matters Most with Russ starts right now.
Now at 6, tragedy on the water. 3 are dead after a boat outing on Lake Erie. Brandon Simmons has new information on the victims and what the Coast Guard believes may have happened. Also, deadly collapse.
They're doing everything they can to save lives, and that is ongoing, and they're not going to rest.
The